have you ever had a dreams that that you had you you could you do you want you could do so you do you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Hi everyone, this is Gale here. Today I'm going to present you a video of the Rend Scout. So something a little bit different that everyone is playing at the moment. So you've got two stands on the Scout. At the moment everyone is playing the melee Scout with the combatant stance because it's really strong. Basically you get 20% increased damage, you get 20% movement speed increased, and then your incoming damage is reduced by 25%, and also the global cooldown is reduced by 20%. So really strong, opposed to the shooter stance. With the shooter stance you can only cast while you're moving, and the caster are 100% faster with the 3 rubies, and the incoming damage is reduced by 10%. So obviously when you check the combatant spend, it looks much stronger, and it is, but it's good to play something a little bit different if you want to have fun in BGs and whatnot. Basically you can just be like a bit more like 3 DPS, you know, if you want to chill. It's pretty cool. So let's go with the talents. So you want to go volley into bombardment, and precise shot into aim shot. So these two is going to be your main DPS skill, and you're going to use charms to enchant those skills. So you're gonna go through this as a defensive skill. We've got a swing out, which allows you to dodge, and with some other rubies I'm going to show you, it's basically reducing the AoE damage and the dots you're taking. So you kind of have like the same defensive skills that the melee stance. It's just like you're out of the AoEs, you're out of the CCs, but at the same time you're just a little bit less tankier. So let's go through the talents real quick. Okay, so on that one, that's what I would take pretty much. You don't really need the Cobra Dash that much. I would only use it to like reposition it myself, and it will also give you the defensive buff. Recall, if you have more talents, I would recommend you to take it rank 3. Same with the caltrops, but your goal is pretty much to DPS, so you want to take all the DPS skills rank 3. So I would pretty much go like that, and then you can arrange as you, if you have like more. Obviously I'm the subscription, I play on the subscription Russian servers, so there is no cash up here. If you have more talents, feel free to add more. We're not taking wall hands and rain of arrows because we are range, so I'll go like that. Okay, and then for the rubies, you want to take the death mark, just like as the melee stance. So you get the brutality rubies, vigor is increased. You're not taking the traps because you're not melee, so you're taking the shooter stance. Alright, so this one gives you 9% increased damage, and also all your range attacks goes into fire damage. So if you want to play melee and you want your rain of arrows to go elemental, these rubies will allow you to do that, but it's also a lot of rubies to take as melee, so we can take those as a range. Cool. So deadly shots, 80% more damage, 20% more on aim shot, Then you've got 45% more on the volley, and the casting is reduced by half. This one, so this one is actually a translation error. Is actually the incoming damage is decreased by 10%. Obviously you're not taking more damage by taking this ruby. The alchemical reaction and the explosive arrow, actually I'm not taking those for now because they both AoE, and what's important for me is like single target burst. So we're gonna go with the aspect of killer for 12% more damage. You're gonna go with the accurate shot. So basically you're gonna get stacks by using the bombardment on your target. So with the 2 stacks you can use the deadly shot, and each stack is going to increase the damage of the deadly shot by 15%. So basically what you want to do as a range is pretty much keep up your poison, and once you have stacks you just rip those stacks off with the deadly shot. And you can also put explosive shot, which has no cast time, and it's like this will be your burst. So you just cast your deadly shot and into explosive shot. Actually you don't need these two. These 2 rubies are for the melee spec. So with the range you only need to take the poison damage increased by 16%. You get a 12% more damage when you cast a charm, and then you deal 8% more damage on your targets when they are affected by your poisons. You want to go with the composite poisons, and with this play you can go with the poison volley, which is really nice because it's going to apply a slow, so you can have some control over your target. In the last 3 you want to go with the stamina increase. You want to go with the Joker. So with the Joker, basically you're going to have your swing out every 9 seconds with this one. So you're going to have your swing out every 9 seconds, and with the Joker rubies you're going to have the Joker effect for 3 seconds. So swing out lasts for 6 seconds, and with the swing out, so you have Joker half of the time, and then the cooldown is just 9 seconds. So pretty much all the time you're going to reduce the damage you're taking, the AoE damage, and the damage over time you're taking by a lot. So this gives you quite some tankiness. Okay, so you want to go into cover up, so you get the extra defensive buffs when you dash or when you recall, but we're not going to take the trap pool, so you don't need to take the provocation or the deceptive manner. Okay, so you're gonna go with 120 for the dominance, and obviously you wanna go with these rubies that are going to increase by 12% your damage. Then you've got a few options here. So for example, if you know you're going with the healer and you know it's going to heal you up, I would just recommend you to go like that. Personally, I like those rubies. I like the survival technique. It doesn't seem like they are healing you by a lot, but they actually do if you know how to handle your charms. If you take the survival technique, don't take the enchantment expert, because basically you get healed in regards to the amount of resources you're spending, but this one is going to reduce the amount of resources you're spending, so it's basically just reducing the effect of those. So these two don't work really well together. So if you're going with the healer, you don't really need to take this, but go with the enchantment expert and the open one, so you have the one's effect for 4 seconds on the creeping shot. If you're not going with the healer, just go with the survival techniques, and then you just grab the open one here. Smoke cloud, you want to take this one. Then you have one extra ruby. You can take experienced sniper. So basically your range attacks are going to consume less. Actually, they're going to regenerate one more. So for example, like if you go explosive shots, or if you do like an aim shot. So the deadly shots and the explosive shots are going to give you one more every time. Yeah, I guess I would take that. If you have more rubies, I can suggest you to go with the survival instinct. So for example, survival instinct rank 3, so it's like a rip. So if your health drops lower than 30%, basically you get some movement speed increase and you reduce your incoming damage by 30% in rank 3, so 10, 20 and 30% for 3 seconds. So it doesn't seem like much, but it can always save you. The cooldown is really long, it's 2 minutes cooldown, so I wouldn't recommend you to take those rubies unless you have a lot of rubies. I would just go with pretty much what I'm showing you here. Perhaps if you have like a lot of rubies, maybe go into Tranquil Herald. Like that's a long CC, but it's also 3 seconds cast time, so you don't really have time to cast this in combat. So maybe like at the beginning of your combat, if you want to cast your Tranquil Herald and just keep it for the healer or something, but that's not your priority, so you want to go with these ones instead, just in case you have more rubies. Alright, so that looks pretty good to me, so I'll just go with these ones. Yep, perfect. Okay, so that's for the talent and the rubies. Now I'm going to show you the rotation and whatnot. Alright guys, let's talk about statistics and rotation for your PvP range scouts. So first the statistics. So one thing that's really good as a range scout opposed to a melee scout is you'll be able to benefit from special elixirs and special potion. So as a melee, your damage is basically split into physical damage, poison damage and elemental. So elemental is avalanche, your poisons are dealing natural damage and your shitty strike as well, and then you've got the assassination attempts and all your AoE that are dealing physical damage. So it goes 40, 40 and then 20% for the physical damage, so you can't really benefit from any of the elemental damage or poison damage or physical damage because it's really split up. So basically as a melee you just go with brutality, proficiency, determination and luck if you like it. As a range though, you can definitely go with the elemental potions and elixirs because of these rubies. So basically all your ranged attacks are dealing fire damage, so all your big hits, so bombardments, aim shot, deadly shot and even the explosive shot is going to deal fire damage. If you want to do like AoE damage as well, you can always grab the rain of arrows. I just want to be standing in the middle doing some AoE while I get one-shotted. But if you want to try it, you can. It's going to deal fire damage as well. So just because of this, it's really nice because it gives you some nice extra damage. So on the subscription server, you can easily get the elemental damage potion by going to Allods, and then you can buy as many as you like or onto the auction house. For the elemental elixir, I don't have any with me at the moment, but you can grab one from the NPC in Yasker's tower. So yeah, definitely go with elemental damage, so you get 9% increased damage. basically your damage are split up like 65-35, and your poison damage, which is doing 35% of your DPS, it's just dots. So it's a nice dot, but you know, you want to be bursting someone, so you want to increase your aim shot, increase your daily shots, and your explosive shot to potentially go and kill someone. So for this, you're gonna go with elemental damage. If you don't have any elemental elixirs, that's fine. You can always go with a standard proficiency or brutality potion. Now, to balance your statistics, that's up to you. So some people go with luck, some people hate luck. I used to hate luck myself. At the previous patch, I thought it was just so random. I felt like I was running like 500 luck and never had like a single crit after 20 attacks, but now it seems to be working a little bit better, especially if you're bursting. So I guess it also depends the class you're playing. Overall, I think luck is good if you don't play with too much determination, so it also depends on the class you're playing. As a ranged scout, you're going to be able to run a little bit of determination, maybe not 200. It's situational, it depends on what you're running into. So let's say at the moment we are playing 12.0. The fights are pretty much burst damage, so the determination is going to do nice DPS but not really burst damage. So if you're going BG with like a healer, or there is some healer in your team and you know they potentially have the ability to keep you alive, then I would say put some determination. If there is no healer, or you're running into 8 priest in your battleground against you, which is happening a lot at the moment, I would say don't run determination, just go with the 35 from the spark tree, or like 100 or 150. For all the proficiency and the brutality, I go pretty much 1-1, just a little bit more brutality with the scout, because you can potentially burst someone down. If I play like warrior or paladin, I prefer to have a little bit more proficiency, but yeah, it's around 1-1. I would go maximum 500 luck, and it's only because I don't play dominance. So with the dominance, it's up to you. As a melee, definitely don't run dominance, because they fixed the stats. So if you're going to take any direct damage, you're going to lose a lot of DPS. At the range, you've got a few things to help you go on with the dominance. You have the recall to stay out of the fight. You've got the camouflage if someone's jumping on you. You've got some mass control effects with the caltrops, and you can isolate yourself with the smoke cloud, and you can just road someone with the creeper shot. So you've got a few options, but also it's very situational, and I don't like to rely onto something that is not really reliable, such as supremacy at the moment. So I'll just show you quickly basically the difference between supremacy and the other statistics, and then you can make your own test. So let's say you're going with 600 supremacy. It's giving you 36.66 increased damage, but that's only if you're not taking any direct damage for 2 seconds. So with the proficiency, it will give you like around 30%. The thing that is nice is basically the more proficiency you're running, the less you're going from it. So there is like some diminishing returns. So basically, if you've got like 1200 proficiency, it's not really worth it. So in this situation, maybe I'll run like 300 supremacy. At the moment though, we don't have too much gear. It's only the blue sector opened. I don't want to be relying on the supremacy to do damage, especially because I'm not quite sure what is considered a direct damage. Sometimes I've tried it, and sometimes I feel like even taking like an affliction or some other stuff that were supposed to be AoE is completely ruining the supremacy. So I rather not gamble and 36% is nice, but it's only 6%. So the question is, do you rather lose 6% DPS or risk to lose 36%? Because if someone is attacking you, then you're basically not going to do any damage. So for this reason, I prefer to go just with the 120 supremacy. For the determination, again, it's situational, and it also depends a lot on your gear level. So at the moment, I only have 109% equipment. The majority of the players have 112, 115% insignias on their stuff. I don't, so I'm a little bit behind on the gear. I would say top players are like 32k and 800 or 600, 700. So I'm like 500, 600 behind. Also, I am still missing the Draconic Trinket, which is increasing your DPS by 5%. So, and there is also like some statistics you can get from the real Gar. I've started playing on this server like 2 or 3 months ago, so I don't have too many things yet. So for this reason, the determination is completely up to you. Obviously, if you've got everything, if you're like top gears and you're rolling on people, yes, determination is really good and is going to just keeps you rolling on people. If you're a little bit behind, or yeah, if the fight is going to be very quick, I would say don't go too much determination. 212 is pretty much the higher I would go at the moment. But again, you're free to try. I've tried it so many times at every patch since the beginning of the game. I love PvP and I always try to improve myself and try so many different statistics. On this server, and you have to pay for the restats, and it's 50k gold, and I can tell you I spent like around 3 or 4 million gold into trying different statistics, and this determination gave me a headache. Last patch it was the luck that was giving me a headache. No, it's okay, I agreed to play on the luck, but the determination is super tricky. It's up to you. These are my statistics. You can try them. If you don't like it, feel free to try something different. In regards to the artifacts, you've got a few options. You've got the main artifact, which you can level up with the Fate Elixirs, and then the other resource, I just forgot the name. Then for the PvP artifacts, you've got the Ball of Wraith, which is a bit situational. As a melee, definitely this one will be working. As a range, I guess you still take AoE, some AoE damage or some dots, so this will stack you, but just not as much. So this one, not 100% sure. This one though, yes, it gives you a real nice opening flight, because it's increased your damage by 10% and it's decreasing the damage you're receiving by another 10%. So this one is really good. If you're going BG without a healer, you're not too confident to the Ball of Wraith, you may replace it with the Murder's arrows, so you get some heal back when you kill someone. Or if you're going with the healer and you feel like a little bit squishy, which is going to be probably the case, you can go with the Rescued Shield. I would say, if you know you're going to be focused, I would say go Rescued Shield and Ball of Wraith. If you know you're like 3 DPS, you've got like a lot of melees and stuff, I would say go Inescapable Whip and the Murder's Arrow. I do a bit of a mix, just so I'm like always prepared for situations. But yeah, that's about it for the statistics. Alright, now for the rotation. So basically you're going to use your Poison Charm and your Fire Charms onto your Bombardment and your Aim Shots. If you want to do more AoE damage, you can use it on the Explosive Shot as well. My focus is more single targets DPS, so I prefer to use these charms onto these 2 skills, but it's up to you. So you've got the Poison Charm is going to apply a dot on your target from the bombardment, and as you remember, this dot is going to slow thanks to the Poison Volley Rubies. So you want to pretty much keep your the dot from bombardment at all time. It's stack up to 12 times, and then you've got a dot from the aim shot, which lasts for 8 seconds, and it does much higher damage. So pretty much like when you put the dot from the aim shot, it's kind of like the equivalent from the dot from bombardment with like 6 or 7 stacks, something like this. So if you've got 12 stacks, the bombardment dot sticks for higher, but otherwise the aim shot dot is better. So as you can see, you have a cooldown on the poison charms, which makes the scout a little bit tricky to play. So you kind of have to switch your charms and your skills. So like for example, as an opening, I would use poison charm into bombardment, so you've got the first dot apply and you start slowing your targets, so you make sure that they don't run away. Then I would use again the fire charms on the bombardment, just because you've got a cooldown on the poison charms, and then I would use the poison charm onto the aim shot, so you've got 2 dots running. Then once you've got 2 stacks, or once your target is low health and you want to try finishing it off, you have the deadly shots, and you can apply the explosive shot straight away. So these two, once you cast the deadly shot, you can just press explosive shot, and basically the target is going to receive the damage from both at the same time, as you can see. So explosive shot is a nice extra burst on your targets, 9 seconds CD, so pretty much every time you're casting a deadly shot, you can basically put like a free explosive shots. Okay, so we're gonna go, I'll show you like a quick rotation. So you're gonna go poison charm into bombardment, then you go fire charms into bombardment, then you apply, so you've got 2 dots. Okay, so basically you're going to rotate your skills so you can manage your gear pieces, and you want to maintain these 2 dots up and running. Then the daily shots and the explosive shot is pretty much whenever you have the chance and you see like a window to burst down your targets. But the rotation is pretty simple. If you're playing range, you're going to be more like 3 DPS, so your rotation is going to be much easier rather than playing melee scout. So I'll show you quickly. You've got poison charm, and then you reapply the dots, then you go fire charms. So that's pretty much it. You want to start poison charm into bombardment, then fire charms into bombardment, poison charm into aim shot, then you cast deadly shots, explosive shot, and then you cast the poison charm onto the bombardment straight away, so you don't lose the stacks of the dots. Then you've got fire charms onto aim shot, so basically it's like 1 out of 2. So you've got 5 seconds CD, and this one is 2 seconds CD. So basically you're going to do 1 poison, 1 fire, 1 poison, 1 fire. So it's pretty easy. The only hard part is to maintain your dot from the bombardment, and also to cast your deadly shots while putting some explosives. So that's the only tricky part, as long as managing your gear pieces. So you've got the recall to give you some gear pieces back. You've got the replenishment to also give you some pieces back, and you've got thanks to the experienced sniper, your ranged attack is you're going to generate one more gear piece every time. But that's pretty much it. It's not that hard, it's pretty straightforward. So the only thing is just to go and practice yourself and have some fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel, and also put a like on the video for more. Thank you. See ya.
Seeing your face in the mirror. walking proud. Should I stay or should I go? I've gotta chase, I've gotta know. Getting high while dropping low. He's goodbye and I'm hello. You open up, I'm stepping in. You never lose and I always win. I know I'm not the first guy to try tonight, but maybe I'll be